Hey everybody, for months I've wanted to visit Battelle Darby Creek Metro Park, and I finally got it done, and I'm sure glad I did. Battelle Darby Creek Metro Park is located on the southwest side of Columbus. It's just south of I-70, and it's easily accessible via West Broad Street coming out of Columbus or State Route 40. I would guess by far the biggest draw to this park are the bison. That's right, I said bison, they are not buffalo. I looked forward to seeing them. This winter I saw a ton of videos with the bison running and frolicking through the snow. But on this visit, this is pretty much what I got. They were kind of stationary, they weren't moving much, which I guess was fine with me, and it certainly was fine with everybody else who was watching. If you kind of look into the background, you can see the nature center back there, or you can see parking for the nature center. The nature center is a big attraction at this Metro Park too. I've never been there, but I've heard great things about it. The bison are typically located in one of the two pasture areas along the Darby Creek Greenway Trail. The lower area, which is where they were today, is used in the winter. It drops into a valley, and I guess it affords them more protection from the weather. When the weather turns, when it gets warmer, they'll be in the upper pasture area, but still right off this trail. The Battelle Darby Creek Metro Park includes over 7,000 acres of forest, prairies, and wetlands along 13 miles of the Big and Little Darby Creek. It's the largest metro park in the Franklin and Columbus Metro Park collection, if you will. It's quite a resource. It provides some protection against development from the west of Columbus, and it protects the watershed. Some of the land in the Metro Park was acquired initially as part of a Darby Creek Dam project that never happened. So I guess we ought to be darn glad that dam project didn't work out. There still is a lot of private land ownership in the area. Across Darby Dan Road here and behind that white fence is Darby Dan Farm. Darby Dan Farm is owned by the Galbraiths, and the Galbraiths have a big hand or a big sway in developing Darby Creek Metro Park. More about that in a second. Probably the largest portion of Battelle Darby Creek Metro Park was donated by the Galbraith estate. John Galbraith was an Ohio native. I believe he was born in Mount Sterling. He was very successful as a businessman. It's my understanding he developed real estate projects, including skyscrapers, across the world. He was also the majority owner of the Pittsburgh Pirates between 1950 and 1985. He passed away in 1988. A lot of the land that the Battelle Darby Creek Metro Park is located on was part of the Galbraith estate previously. His thumbprints are all over Columbus, and he had this horse training facility located just outside of Columbus near Galloway. Two of his horses won the Kentucky Derby. Others were winners of other major races across the United States and Europe. The horse training facility eventually moved to Kentucky, but some of the remnants of the old horse training facility are located here in this Metro Park. This is an indoor horse training barn that's located at the Battelle Darby Creek Metro Park. You can see that the Metro Park has maintained it. I was able to ride inside of it. It was not an easy ride. It's heavily mulched in some areas and it's muddy in other areas. I almost got thrown off my bike a couple times. Maybe I was conjuring up some memories of a wild stallion or something, but I didn't get broke. I didn't fall off the bike. Not this day, at least. This is the outdoor training loop that's been preserved somewhat on the property. I'm told that it was probably 6 to 8 lanes previously. The four-longs are still marked. Not that I know what a four-long is, but I guess they're cut into eighths, and the track is a little bit over a mile long. I guess celebrities used to come and watch the horses run. I've seen other YouTube videos where there's a picture of the grandstands. I didn't see any grandstands there. All the pictures I've seen were several years ago, And the grandstands didn't look like they were in great repair, so I suspect they tore those down. So this is an asphalt road that I discovered off the gravel road. I would assume it was part of the Galbraith estate and the training facility. It looks like the Metro Park is getting some use out of the land here, or out of the barn at least. This runs out to Big Darby Creek Road and it's blocked off. I looked off to the side and I spent some time trying to figure out what that is. The best I could come up with, it was probably a duck blind from the previous property use. So I have lots of thoughts about the gravel. This is an entirely all gravel ride with the exception of that little side quest I went on. I found the gravel at Big Darby Creek to be kind of unpredictable. In some spots there was a lot of gravel, in some other spots there wasn't much gravel. Some places compacted, some places not compacted. I'm still really trying to figure out how I feel about gravel. I like the idea of a gravel road as a change up, but if I had to choose between gravel and asphalt for a ride, I think I'm going to pick asphalt every time, particularly if it's on a protected rail trail. If the trade-off is I'm in the country, I'm on a gravel road, there's not going to be any traffic, sure, I'm in for gravel. I do, however, really like gravel bikes, so I don't know. To each their own. This park, though, as far as that goes, I think it's a great destination place. The out and back for me from the ranger station was 10 miles. That's about right for me. In reality, I left from the Camp Chase Trail, rode up Crop Road and Darby Creek Road to turn into the park. That adds 2 miles in each direction. So if you did the same thing, if you parked just south of Alkira Road at the Camp Chase entrance, you could end up with 14 miles for this ride. In reality, though, since you can tie into the Camp Chase Trail, you could go for quite a ways in either direction and then pop up onto the Battelle Darby Creek Greenway Trail and get as many miles as you want. It just takes a little bit of planning on your part. So I hope you enjoyed the ride. I certainly enjoyed the ride myself. Please like, follow, share, subscribe, all those little things. See you next time.